Let's get back at it and work at doing our next one. So we're back, we're right here, we're in Jupyter Lab, and I'm going to work on video 3. So I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it video 3 range. Right, and now I can go in here. Oh, I missed. Let's see if I can rename this. Rename, I mistyped it. Video 3 range. There it is. And now we're going to add, if I click in here, we can add a new notebook, and I can rename this, rename notebook, video, see if I can spell video 3 range, rename. But now what I'm going to do, instead of typing everything in, I can go back over here, I can go back to my video 2, I can open video 2, I can copy my markdown header. So if I go here, make this markdown, put it in, shift enter, it runs. And then instead of typing in the libraries, I can just come back, copy the libraries, put them in, and run them. And remember, we're doing this matplotlib, IPY-MPL, that's IPython matplotlib. This is what gives us our plots. We import numpy as NP, this works with numbers. Then we import the matplotlib pyplot as PLT, and this turns on all of our plotting features. And now that this is good, so I see this little circle up here, that means it's not saved yet when it's like that. So you can just hit save, and it will update it. And then if you go back to the Finder, remember you can do your hot corners. I have my Finder open. You can look now in this folder. I have my video 3 range. This way you know how to find it. Now I'm going to go back. So remember where we left off, we were making some lists. We just like x equals np.array, and then you could add some numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close, rants there, then you could do x and it was there. But imagine you had to enter a lot of numbers. This gets really tedious. There are functions that help us there. There's two, there's arange and there's linspace. First I'm going to do arange, so it's there's a Python function called range, but I like the numpy arange one. And this is a function where you do start, and then stop, and then skip. I'm just going to do start, stop, skip for start, stop for now. If you don't put a skip, it assumes 1. And look, and that gives you the numbers 0 to 20. Remember, it always stops one before the last with these counting ones. And arange only does integers. This is for counting, right? So you could do, right, we could keep going. You could do 100 by 5s, right? And there it gives it to you. So this way is a really nice thing. It gives you numbers for counting. And say you want to set your x equal to this, you could do x equals np.arange. We could do, I don't know, 0 to 700 by 7, right? And it doesn't show you anything because it ran. Because when it runs, it's just creating that x. And now if you type x, you can see it, right? And then sometimes you also need to do print x. If you have more than one line, you could print x. So we could then combine all this. So let's combine it all. Make your x, and then print x, and it'll do both of them at once. You see how nice that is. So that's arange. The next one we want to do is linspace. This is slightly different. So arange is really used for counting. So if you're going to do a for loops, other things that you want to count. Linspace, np.linspace, gives you spaced numbers. So I'm going to do 0 to 100. Look, and it evenly spaces the numbers. So if you're going to do math, this works a lot better. And linspace actually includes the beginning and the end. And for linspace, it's not skipping, it's how many you want. So say you just wanted 5 numbers. Right, there it'd go. But you could also do a lot. You could say, you could go 0 to 10, and you could do 100 of them, right? Look, and it gives you the breakdown, right? So that's really nice. It's giving you these numbers so that you can then do math with, right? And again, you could say x equals this, right? It puts it into memory. So if you wanted to see it, you would then do print x, and there it's in there. And also what you can do here, instead of even using the 0 to 10, you can put other things in there. There's a pi function. So if you want to go 0 to pi, right, it goes from 0 to pi. This way, if you're doing stuff with sine and cosine, it puts it in there. And then you can build on this to do math. So you could say x equals this, so you could say y equals x to the square root of x to the 1/2, right? And then you could do print x and print y, right? And so you can see you have those two sets of numbers. That's nice. And I'm calling these x and y, so that's just normally what you do. But you could call these anything you want. So it's like why are you crazy, right? That's a fine name. The only names you don't want to use names that are already built into Python. It's like you don't want to call it print or something, because then it overwrites it and it really makes you messy. So then you have to do why are you crazy, right? And it's in there. So that's really nice. You see how you can have this map, you can set your arrays, and you're ready to go. So then how would you plot this, right? We go back to our fig comma x equals plt dot subplots. Oh, too many. And you know, if you hit tab, it gives you can always fill in. And if it's unique, it automatically fills it in, right? Now you do x dot plot. You do x comma why are you crazy? Uh-oh. I misspelled why are you crazy, right? Do you see that? I can't even see it. But let's go out. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to copy this. Or you know what I could do? Right, do this. Do y bar. I'm going to hit tab. There it goes, and it fills it in for me, right? And then it makes us this nice plot. But here's the nice thing. What you could do, right? I'm going to put this all in our plotting routine. So we're going to set our, we're going to set our x, we're going to set our y, put it in there. And it's good. Imagine you want to do this you want to square it instead. Right, it's a square. I'm going to put it back to 1/2. The other thing you can do is, if you remember, you can set, I'm going to use my tab. Let's make the 10th one equal to -20. Right? And there it goes, -20. Right? And so now you can do, oh, I don't like this. Yeah, so now I'm going to make this -2. There it goes. Right? And you can see we set it and it goes. But now look, you could also make the 10th to the 40th one, and we do every other one -2. Right? So you see it's going -2 back, -2 back. This is a really nice way you can change your numbers, you can do the math, you can make your plots, etc. So I think now we should be in good shape to get going.